Let's talk all things political candidate endorsements today. Hi, I'm Keri McCombs. I am your local Spokane RPAC trustee as well as a Realtor member of Spokane. And I want to share with you all the different aspects that go into how we endorse political candidates from the association perspective. And what we look at when we're endorsing candidates is only focusing on housing issues. These are housing issues like housing availability, housing accessibility, housing affordability, protecting private property rights, and protecting homeownership, as well as fair housing for all. So those are the only things that we look at when we are looking to endorse any candidate. Now, the next thing that we look at is looking at realtor-friendly candidates or realtor champions. So let's define what those are. A realtor-friendly candidate is someone that seeks out our expert advice on anything related to any housing issue. Now, a realtor champion goes a step further than a realtor-friendly candidate, and a realtor champion not only seeks out our advice on any housing-related issue, but they also proactively vote to impact all those housing issues that I talked about, but they also proactively create legislation or ordinances that will impact housing, like leading to more housing affordability, more housing availability, more housing accessibility, protecting private property rights, all of those things. So those are important to remember when we're looking at the endorsement process. Now, I'm going to talk about why we early endorse, and I'll talk about that at the end of the video. But I want to go through the endorsement process and how we actually endorse candidates. So the first thing that we do is we go to our Government Affairs Committee, which is applied to by members of the association who are interested. And from the Government Affairs Committee, we get a group of volunteers who are interested in being on the interview committee for candidates. And these are members who are going to be part of all the interviews, who will be present for all of them, and who will be part of the selection process when endorsements are selected. Now, the endorsement process from the candidate's perspective, we send, well, first, the Government Affairs Committee creates the questionnaire as well as the list of questions that we ask in the interview, and that questionnaire gets sent to all candidates prior to the interview for them to fill out and answer any questions that we put on there that pertain to any housing issues that we're asking about. Then we interview any candidate who is interested in being part of that interview process, and we ask them all the same questions so that every interview is structured the same way. Everyone is asked the same thing. Now, once all of those interviews are conducted and all of the questionnaires are reviewed, and then we also look at voting records for anyone who has held a public office already, then we decide in that group who that group recommends for the Government Affairs Committee to endorse. Those recommendations are then sent to the Government Affairs Committee, and the Government Affairs Committee decides in the end who is endorsed by the association. Then those endorsements are sent to the Board of Directors at the local level, and the Board of Directors ratifies those endorsements. Now, going back to talking about early endorsements, we don't interview all candidates. If it is a race where there is an incumbent and that incumbent is a realtor-friendly candidate or a realtor champion, then we may early endorse that candidate. So with the early endorsements, these are candidates who have stepped up and they have proactively created legislation or created ordinances in their time in office that they are proactively working on housing issues that are of concern to us. With the early endorsements, if we choose to early endorse someone, then we are not going to end up interviewing their opponents. And the reason is because our realtor brand is so strong, we want to maintain the strength of that. And also we want to ensure that we've created a positive working relationship that will continue. So if there is someone who is in office currently or who has been in office, and in that specific office, they have created legislation and been proactive with addressing housing issues and coming to us to continue to address housing issues as a two-way street relationship, we want to continue to encourage that. And if we choose to interview their opponents, then it can create a different feeling for that candidate to where they feel like that two-way street relationship is not there, which means they may be less likely to continue to come to us in the future because we're choosing to change the dynamics of the relationship. If you do have any questions about anything related to the endorsement process, you're welcome to reach out to me, but you're also welcome to reach out to our current association president, Tom Hormel, and we're happy to answer any questions that you have. And thank you for watching.